Hard to believe since it seems like the nominations were announced only yesterday, but the Oscar ceremony is already right around the corner. With a truncated award season this year, we could be in for some surprises, or maybe the winners will go exactly as planned. As I'm recording this, the BAFTAs and Writers Guild have not revealed their picks yet, so I really am relying less on the precursors and more on my gut with these predictions. Let's start with what are often the trickiest categories to predict, the shorts. For Best Live Action Short, I often pick at random. I'm going to say Nefta Football Club, but any of the 5 nominees have a decent shot. In Best Documentary Short, I'm predicting St. Louis Superman due to its political subject matter. Hair Love has been getting a lot of attention since premiering in the summer, so I expect that to win Best Animated Short. Best Film Editing often goes to the flashiest movie, which is why I'm predicting Ford vs. Ferrari to win that category. But don't count out Parasite as a potential spoiler. Roger Deakins is one of the few short things to win for cinematography in 1917, which has been widely acclaimed for its use of long takes. The period clothes of Little Women are the sort that often win for Best Costume Design, so count on Jacqueline Duran to be rewarded for dressing the March Sisters. Best Production Design is a bit of a toss-up. You have the recreation of 1969 Tinseltown in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the World War I trenches and battlefields of 1917, and the fancy home where most of Parasite is set. All of those stand a good chance, but I'm going to predict 1917. Best Visual Effects features all sorts of state-of-the-art work. There are the realistic-looking African animals of The Lion King, the space battles of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, the many superheroes of Avengers Endgame, and the de-aging of veteran actors in The Irishman. However, I think the prestige factor of 1917 will work in that movie's favor and lead to a victory here. The gunshots and explosions of 1917 are competing against the zooming cars of Ford vs. Ferrari in the sound categories. Will they split sound mixing and sound editing, or will a single film win both? I'm predicting 1917 takes home both. Best International Film is probably the most set-in-stone category, and it will be a shock if anything but Parasite wins. Even though the North Macedonian beekeeper doc Honeyland is likely losing in Best International Feature, it still has a chance at winning Best Documentary Feature. However, I'm predicting American Factory will win for its depiction of a former General Motors plant under new management. Before the nominations were announced, I thought Best Original Song would be a battle of the pop stars. But Taylor Swift's song from Cats did not make the shortlist, and Beyoncé's Lion King song wasn't nominated. So I think Elton John will win his second Oscar for I'm Gonna Love Me Again from the musical biopic Rocket Man. Composer Thomas Newman received his 15th Oscar nomination this year for 1917. He has never won, but this seems like his strongest chance to finally walk home with a trophy. However, the original score for Joker has also been getting plenty of attention. It's a close call between 1917 and Joker, but I'm going to go with my gut and say the music of Joker will win. Sorry, Mr. Newman. I also predict Joker will win for Best Makeup and Hairstyling because clown. Probably the most nail-biting categories this year are the screenplays. Best Adapted Screenplay seems like a 3-way race between Steven Zaillian's decade-spanning epic The Irishman, Greta Gerwig's adaptation of an American classic Little Women, and Taika Waititi's Nazi satire Jojo Rabbit. These scripts have a lot going for them, but there seems to have been a lot of support for Gerwig since the nominations were announced, so I think she'll win this category by a hair. Best Original Screenplay, meanwhile, is between 2 beloved auteurs. Quentin Tarantino has won twice before, and Bong Joon-ho is new to the Oscar Club. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a sort of nostalgic remembrance that will receive a lot of votes, while Parasite has plenty of passionate fans. This is a close one, but I think the careful plotting of Parasite will give it the edge. All the nominees for Best Animated Feature have things going for them. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World caps off a beloved trilogy. Missing Link continues Laika's ability at mixing original storytelling with sensational stop-motion animation, and Klaus and I Lost My Body find new ways to push hand-drawn animation forward. However, I expect the popularity of the Toy Story series and the emotions that come with it will help Pixar net another win here. This may be the easiest year to predict the acting categories, mainly helped by the directions taken by precursors like the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Anyone winning but these would be considered an upset. Laura Dern is beloved in Hollywood, and her turn as a divorce lawyer in Marriage Story was a scene stealer for many, so she seems likely to win Best Supporting Actress. Brad Pitt's stuntman Cliff Booth was considered a highlight Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The charm and ease with which he played the character will allow him to beat vets and previous winners Tom Hanks, Al Pacino, Anthony Hopkins, and Joe Pesci in Best Supporting Actor. Renee Zellweger has also been sweeping through the award season for portraying Judy Garland in Judy, and it's exactly the kind of star turn often recognized by Academy voters. For a while, Best Actor seemed like a race between Adam Driver as a playwright preparing for a divorce in Marriage Story and Joaquin Phoenix as the Clown Prince of Crime in Joker. However, Phoenix now looks to have frontrunner status and will take home the Oscar. Best Director was also expected to be a contest. In contention are previous Oscar-winning directors Martin Scorsese and Sam Mendes, modern-day film icon Quentin Tarantino, acclaimed and greatly admired Korean auteur Bong Joon-ho, and former comedy director Todd Phillips. Last weekend, Mendes won the Directors Guild Award, which is almost always a good predictor for who will also win the Oscar in this category. With the technical skill and careful patience required in mounting the single-take World War I scenes in 1917, it makes sense why Mendes has emerged as the favorite. So we'll probably see him up on stage again 20 years after the last time he was there. As for Best Picture, 1917 also won the coveted Producers Guild Award, which uses the same preferential balloting system as the Oscars. Parasite and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will probably also score high in a lot of ballots, so I wouldn't count those out just yet. But I think 1917 will be the film to win the top prize. It should be quite the exciting ceremony. How many will I correctly predict? We'll find out very soon. See you next time.